Hello friends, it is Mrs. P. Happy Wednesday, hump day. If you are working, I know you are happy that it's the middle of the week. I am here to do my monthly budget for August, plus my week 1 budget. I am going to change things just a little bit, not in this, but as far as my meal plan, I'm still working on it, but I'm going to start doing just the budget and the plan for the budget. And then on the day that I do my grocery haul, I'm going to include my meal plan with that video because it just makes more sense that way. So I will do a meal plan video and just lump it with my grocery haul. So you will see that together now. I have this to do, and then later, tomorrow probably, I will do my cash stuffing. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So once again, this is the last month that I am going to be budgeting without a paycheck. So July and August, I do not get paid. I will get paid on the 29th of August, but that check will go for September. So in September, I will be able to start really beefing up wedding, debt. What other category do I need to work on? Wedding, debt. There's another category that I've got to work on. Hold on. What is it? What is it? Oh, summer savings so that I can pay myself next summer. I was like, what in the world am I missing? But those are the 3 priorities. Definitely wedding and summer, and then debt. So anyway, that will be in September. So stay tuned for that. I've got some ideas on how I'm going to track all of that, and some new binders coming in with some new challenges for wedding, and I'm just excited about it. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the weeks that my husband will get paid. I will also bring in the rest of my money from our high yield savings account, and then that bucket in my ally account will be empty. So we are going to start with our budget starts on July 31st. That will be our first week of August. So I'm going to highlight this week, and it goes from Thursday to Wednesday. My husband's check hits the bank on Thursdays. And then, so we just budget 1 week at a time. I know, why do I feel like, yeah, that's right. I was like, why do I feel like that's wrong? He is getting lots of overtime lately, so hopefully that will help us make an extra debt payment this month. By the end of August, I will be able to use whatever money is left at the end of the month to go toward our debt. So if there's any extra, we have a home for it, because I will get paid, and then I don't have to worry about, hanging on to all those pennies and dollars to make sure ends are meeting. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first day of the month is when we pay our mortgage and the car payment. This will be my last car payment that I have to make manually. In the end of August, when that will start pulling the car payment directly out of my paycheck. Truck and Microsoft. All right, and then on the 2nd, Title will come out. That is my husband's app for his DJ stuff. On the 4th will be Life 360. Car wash is on the 6th, and iRobot. I have had to kind of change some dates around I don't know if it's maybe they do it they post the bill every 30 days, and when we have a long month like 31, it backs it up a day. I don't know, but I went back through our checking account and double checked what days some of these automatic payments come out, and I had to adjust where it was in the budget. All right, Mr. P Hobby is on the 9th. On the 11th will be my Bank of America card, and that is my new Snowball card, the last credit card I have. 14th is Google. The 18th is Power. Netflix is on the 20th. Number 22. Number 22 is Spotify and Hulu. And Verizon is on the 24th. Farm Bureau. And YouTube Premium. And Apple Storage. And then the 27th is Mr. P Hobby and my student loan. And that is all of our bills for August. Hopefully I didn't forget any. Sometimes I do that. Even though I look back at the prior month, sometimes I just overlook it, you know, just a human error. And so that is the first thing I do with my budget every month is I just go ahead and put where the bill comes in the paycheck. So I know that in the blue highlighted area, that's the first week of August, and we have to make sure those things are paid for. This to me is priority, and then after that would be our like groceries and gas, things like that. That would be second priority, and then, you know, the priority goes down from there. Our 4 walls. We've got to make sure our 4 walls are met. And I include all of our fixed expenses as 4 walls, but I know that if times got really tight and slim, subscriptions would go, car wash would go, all those extras would go. All right, so now I'm going to do my monthly like breakdown of each bill and how much it costs, our income, variable expenses, all that. I went ahead and pre-filled out all of the categories so that I don't have to make you suffer through. So we're going to start with Mr. P's income, and that is $4,100 that we are expecting in the month of August. Mrs. P, $2,500. And that includes what I'm bringing in from the high yield savings account. It also includes some YouTube money and like side hustle money. Other is going to be $500, and that includes side hustle for my husband and also like payments that family members make toward the bills that we are paying for. So total income for August will be $7,100. Okay, moving down to our fixed expenses. We have our mortgage, which is $1,260, Microsoft, $22, Title, $22, Life 360 is $9, Car Wash, $43, iRobot is $32. I do round up to the nearest dollar, and then when I do my actual, I'm sorry, I always want to cross my legs when I'm filming, and I jar the desk. I'm sorry. All right, Mr. P Hobby is $61. Power, we do not know yet, but it is budgeted at $400. Hopefully it's not more than that. Netflix is $20. Spotify, $13. Hulu, $22. Verizon, $405. Farm Bureau, $169. YouTube, this is YouTube Premium, $25. Google, $3. Apple Storage, $10. And Mr. P Hobby, $49. Okay, so those are our fixed expenses, which, you know, we do have several subscriptions and things like that, but I think for the most part, we have toned this way down, like scaled it back from what it used to be. We used to pay probably over $100 just in TV apps. Right now we pay for Netflix and Hulu, and I would consider YouTube Premium also part of our TV, because we all 3 of us, my husband, my daughter, and I, all love to watch videos on YouTube. In fact, I probably watch YouTube more than any other app. Hulu is an app that my husband watches all the time, and Netflix is what my daughter watches. But we all use YouTube also. All right, so anyway, our fixed expenses is $25.65. All right, sinking funds and savings. I tried to skim where I could, but there's also like sinking funds that I have to fund every month so that we have that money when it's needed. So we have it at $630 for the month. And then savings, that's things that I'm saving for that also helps fund the sinking funds. This is just ways that I do it in a more fun way with my challenges. So $686. I know some people think that I should take every bit of whatever I'm saving and put it towards debt. But I also know that it's very easy to get burnt out on paying debt if you get like just too focused on it. And when you get burnt out on paying debt, you are likely to accrue more debt. We've been there, done that. And I am trying to balance life and paying off debt so that we still are enjoying things, just not overly enjoying things. You know, we're not going to put vacations on a credit card anymore. And we have done that before. All right. So anyway, so these categories, this category for savings is going to be $13.16. And then moving up to our variable expenses, I am bumping up the grocery budget $25 per week. And I'm going to see how it goes. I am trying so hard to figure out what to feed my family that's going to be healthy for them. And we're also going to enjoy. My husband is currently watching videos. I found videos on how to learn to like vegetables. So you guys said, get with his doctor about a dietitian. He actually, when I talked to him yesterday about the eating and the healthy diet and stuff like that, he did say his doctor recommended a dietitian, but he said he turned it down, said he didn't need to go to a dietitian. He knew he didn't like certain things, but I have convinced him otherwise because I said, you know, somebody that is like trained in that, work with people like him who have the mindset that I don't like it, I will never like it, I don't need to try it. And maybe they can encourage like him to branch out a little bit because, you know, sometimes it takes somebody else saying it, like the nagging wife is not working. So maybe him talking to a professional about it will help. So groceries, with that said, groceries is going to be $600 for the month of August, but I will raise that if I have to, because if I have to buy more expensive foods to make sure everybody's healthy, I will do that. Our pets is $80. Household is $80. Mr. P, he gets $120. Mrs. P, I get $200. My blow money, I share. I treat my daughter to things. I treat family to things. That's my love language, is gifting. I love to do things for others. So that is what that is. Miss P, she gets $60 for her allowance. Eating out, I'm budgeting $100 for the month. That's $25 per week. And that is just to, those little stops here and there make a huge difference and prevent us from going out and eating expensive meals as a family. Gas is going to be $280. Giving, this is a new category. I'm going to put it at $160. That is $40 per week. We have recently started going back to church, and I know that is not the amount that you're supposed to tithe. And I'm like torn on this because, you know, I'm a big believer in if you give, you are like blessed back. But I also know that I can give in other ways besides monetarily. I can do things. I can volunteer my time. And I do that. I share things. I'm always like, if I don't need something at my house and somebody else does, I'm happy to give it to them. So I just hope that is okay. Like, you know, I feel good about it. I feel okay about it. So that's the important part, right? All right, unbudgeted. Hopefully we can keep this at a 0. I do know my dryer is making a weird noise. All right, so the variable total is $1,680. All right, car, my last manual car payment, $500. Truck, $470. Bank of America, the minimum payment is like $40, I think. But I'm going to plan to put $60 toward it this month. And student loan, $498. All right, so the debt total is $1,528. I'm going to leave this blank for right now because if I did the math correctly, this should be $11, but I, for some reason, mess this up every time. All right, income, $7,100. Bill total was $2,565. Savings total was $1,316. Variable total was $1,680. Debt total was $1,528. Let's see. Did I do it right this time? So $7,100. Let me zoom out just a little bit so y'all can see the calculator. I don't even know if you can still see it the way this is angled. All right, $7,100 minus $2,565 minus $1,316 minus $1,680 minus $1,528 is 11. So Bank of America might get 11 extra bucks. Hopefully more. Hopefully all the income comes in higher. And so that would be 11. This would be 11. The total would be $7,100, and our left for rollover is $0. So there is our zero-based budget for the month of August. Oh, I got cold and I put this cardigan on and now I'm hot. So I'm taking it off. So that is our monthly overview for August. The next thing I need to do is just go ahead and put in our sinking funds, like how much toward each category we are going to designate. I've already gone over the monthly plan for our variable expenses. We've got 600, pet food was 80, household was 80, Mr. P 120, Mrs. P 200, 60 for Miss P, eating out was 100, and I forgot to update this template so to add giving in there, so I'm going to put gas and giving, and let me see, how much was that together? That was $440. And so the total for our variable expenses was $1,680. All right, so in these categories, our short term that we like, it's revolving constantly. 80 for beauty, that's for my hair and things like that. Medical, I'm putting 100. Sports, 100. Pool supplies, 40. And garbage, 15. All right, so this is $335 total for these things. I did go up a little bit on medical just because my husband is now having to buy like test strips for his sugar and things like that, so it's a little bit more expensive. Our long-term savings, I am planning to put 15 towards subscriptions, 20 towards propane, 100 towards school supplies. Vet, I am not funding it right now because there's a long story there with the vet. I have yet to get our dog her annual visit. Our vet that we've had since we've had her, she's 5 years old, so we've been there for 5 years, decided that when they merged with another vet, they were not accepting all of their patients, and because we didn't go often enough, she went for her yearly, and I think we went 2 other times. She had a urinary tract infection, and we thought she had an ear infection once. So out of 5 years, we went a total of 7 times, and because that wasn't enough to be considered a true patient, they dropped us. So we've got to find a new vet, which is very discouraging. We were not happy because like there's only a couple vets in our area, and they're merging with the one other vet that we have. And so it's like, now what do we do? All right. So anyway, so we still have our money in that category. We've just got to find a vet, and we're going to have to travel, and it's just going to be like inconvenient. All right. Car tags is going to get 40. Car maintenance is going to get 80. And home maintenance is going to get 40. So this section is $295. All right, for our savings, as of right now, I know I've put $11 towards debt, but I'm not going to add it here because I'm not doing challenges for it right now. I am going to track it using a challenge, but not like play games to do it. Randomizer is $200. The randomizer has categories like birthdays and holiday, things like that, which we are going to need that money for those things. There are two categories in the randomizer that is not necessarily a priority, date night and fun money for the family. But in my opinion, it is. It's kind of like self-care, and so I'm going to keep that in there. Senior year is going to get 40. Nothing for vacation. Health savings gets $46. Summer savings, we are not saving until September. Christmas is $200 because Christmas is going to come, and I feel very adamant about Christmas. I'm not giving it up. Wedding, we're not saving yet, but we will in September. Emergency fund is funded. Mini Monday is $120, and YouTube Hop is $80. And there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 there just to fill in all of those boxes. All right, so this is $686, and the monthly total for all of our cash expenses is $29.96. So I know that it is my budget, and I shouldn't have to feel like I've got to justify things, but it is important for me to share the fact that although we are on a debt-free journey, that I still think that doing things and enjoying the family time and getting out and not just, work home is important. And just to keep you like continuing on the path, because I know that if you take all the fun away, that you get into a rut, and then you like just kind of go, I go crazy. Like I get in a store and just like buy it all, because I feel like I've been like, what is the word? What is the word where you've not had things? You've been not neglected. Oh, I can't think of the word. I will put it on the screen if I think of it. I probably will as soon as I finish recording. All right, so that is our monthly plan. The next thing I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do this with you because it takes way too long, but after I do my monthly plan, I take those totals and I break them down into weeks. And this is how I determine how much cash I need and which sinking fund or category gets what. So that's how I do that. Let's see here. What else do I do? That's it. Now I'm going to go ahead and plan our first week because that is starting tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get this budget started. Deprived. The word was deprived. If you don't treat yourself every now and then, just a little bit, it doesn't have to be big, you feel deprived, and then you're more likely to overspend because you just kind of go crazy, right? I do. All right, so this is going to be from 7/31 through 8/6, so August 6th. All right, so for starting, Mr. P, I'm going to say 1,000. Mrs. P, I'm going to start out just bringing in 2,100 and bringing the other 400 in later in the month. Other starts out with 100. And so our total income for the first week of August is 3,200. All right. So in the beginning of the month is when all of our big bills are mortgage and the vehicle payments, things like that. So we've got mortgage, which is $1,260. Microsoft, is 22. Title is 22. Life 360 is 9. iRobot is 32. And car wash. And boy, have I been using that car wash. The dust on my car is ridiculous. It has been dry. All right, so bill total is $13.88, and that leaves us with $18.12 for all of our other variable and sinking and debt. All right. Why do I feel like that is wrong? I'm going to just double check my math. 18.12. Okay, that's right. All right, then we have our sinking funds. And we are going to have 205 this week. And then savings is 161. All right, 366 is the total here, and that leaves us with $1,446. All right, so moving on over to our variable expenses. Groceries. I feel like I repeat this stuff over and over. Let me just speed you up while I write it all in. Okay. So 150 for groceries, 20 and, ooh, I am doing this one different. And I just about made a mistake. Okay, so household. I am going to still budget just the $80 for the month, but this first week is going to get 2 weeks worth of money. So next week I will not put any money in this. I'm going to put 40 because I have to get toilet paper and my husband needs deodorant. So that stuff is expensive. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have enough money for that. All right, Mr. P has 34. I'm not using my erasable pen because I feel like they're running out of ink. This is 50. Miss P gets 15. 25 for eating out. 70 for gas. 40 for giving, and nothing for unbudgeted. Okay, so this section is 440, and that leaves us with $1,006. All right, so we've got my car payment, which is $500, and the truck payment, which is $470. And my Wells Fargo card had been due the first day of the month, but when I transferred it to Bank of America, the new due date is like the 11th, I think, so I don't have that here. So this is $970. And that leaves us with $36 remaining. I'm not putting that to debt yet. So leftover is $36, and we will put that as the buffer in the account that we will just roll over to week 2. And that is all for the first week of the month of August. I am looking forward to August. Just kind of, I would just structure. I like structure. I like, I'm going to be ready to get back on a schedule for school and work and things like that. So looking forward to it. Okay, friends, that is all I have. I will go ahead and get off of here. I'm going to film my cash stuffing. I do already have the money from the bank, but I will do that in a separate video, so stay tuned for that. That should be tomorrow, and then Friday I will do my meal plan and grocery haul. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.